Woohoo! Cadences are here. They are now live, and I'm so excited to tell you guys about them. Quick and dirty, cadences are a multi-tiered follow-up system. So now you'll be able to enter a lead, an opportunity, or a contact directly into text message, task, and email sequences simultaneously. So you'll notice that there's a little chess piece here on your page layouts. After a couple quick little setup steps, you'll have that here, okay? And you'll put a lead, for example, into a follow-up sequence or a cadence by clicking this button that says Create Cadence. You'll click it, and there are 3 tiers to choose from. First is SMS, and there's a ton of sequences in here for you to look through and choose from, okay? An email sequence, and a task sequence. And this one's really exciting. Tasks are basically brand spanking new. So what a task sequence is essentially a set of tasks that are pre-scheduled for you or your team to complete for that lead, opportunity, or contact. So it's a notification essentially to do something. So let's go ahead and put this person in a cadence. You'll see that they're here. You can see which cadence they're in. And if you click it, it'll show you, some basic details about it, okay? Now, going back here, that cadence will automatically fire tasks, emails, and text messages. The tasks will show up here. They'll show up as this is the brand new one I just put in, to call new lead, because I put them in the new lead task cadence, okay? This is going to be assigned to the record owner, for example, okay? So that record owner now gets a notification that they have to do something. The next set of tasks, or the next scheduled task, will fire when that time comes, based on how you've programmed it, okay? A sent text message will display here, and an email that is sent will display in your activity also. Now, quick note about the text message component. Right now, it is only compatible with smartphone. So if you're using 360 or another phone provider, you'll need to use their follow-ups, their drip sequences. For example, 360, you'll have your normal drip sequence here, and when you put somebody in a cadence, you'll simply skip it. These are not required. You can pick and choose one at a time, for example, and then put them in a cadence. Okay, so you don't have to do all of them at once. So this will not be enabled if you're using 360 as an example. And as we roll out more integrations, this will be more and more compatible with other providers. All right, we've got some good ones on the development list that are in progress right now. So there are your cadences. Now, if you want to look to see what these cadences are comprised of, you can click on the waffle and type in follow-up. And you'll see email follow-up, SMS follow-up, and task follow-up. So for example, the SMS, if you click it, you'll notice that these are all of the pre-built out templates and sequences that you have. They're all organized by folder. So when you choose a follow-up, an SMS follow-up sequence, and let's say you choose Logical Larry as an example, you'll choose the Logical Larry folder, and then these emails will go out according to these template schedule. So for example, the first one will go out 7 days after you set them. So you can change this as much as you want. You can make it, now, minutes, hours, days, and change that duration. You can edit the body of the text message and, to your heart's content. You can also do that here from the main page. You can just kind of toggle on and off and change things as you see fit. And click Save. So it's all based on the folder. So you just need to select that folder from the cadence, and then all these, this is the pre-scheduled actions. Notice that there are some for opportunities and there are some for leads. And then there'll be some for contacts also. So take a peek at here and edit away, and you can create new ones, you can create new folders, anything that you like. Let's talk about tasks. Here are your tasks, for example. So you have pre-built out an uncontacted task sequence and an unqualified task sequence. So for example, this uncontacted task sequence will fire this one first, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you can see the frequency, okay, and the number of hours, the number of days, etc., for that task to fire. So we saw that new task fire, that one that fired now. the next one will fire off in 1 hour. So if that lead is still in that cadence 1 hour from now, the lead owner will get a task to call again, right? So you can choose how frequently you want to ping them to remember to call that new lead. Because, maybe they went to call the lead the first time, but they didn't pick up. An hour later, they'll get reminded to call again. Unqualified, this example that we have pre-built out for you. If you put somebody in an unqualified task follow-up sequence, in 100 days, they're going to be tagged and reminded, hey, check in with this lead. So if we click it, you can see the task will be check back in, and it won't fire for 100 days. Okay, and email looks like this. You have a lead nurture, you have a buyer nurture that's pre-built out for you. Again, same thing here. You can build new ones. You can edit these. These are fully customizable. This is my favorite one, just in case you're wondering. This has a very high open rate. All of these have been pre-tested in our beta test, and with my company personally, well for many months, and in this case, this one's years prior to adding to the package. So they're all kind of pre-vetted for you. But that's how you see what they all are. So, you as the marketing user or the operator, you'll set all these standards, and then the lead, the user, the end user, all they have to do is just add the cadence. Now, there is a cadence that is automatic, that's pre-built out for brand new leads to be entered into a cadence automatically. And that can be found in your setup and your flows. And I'll make a subsequent video for you on that, so I can show you how to edit that and how to create additional cadence automation should you choose to do that for various stages or opportunities or contacts. There's a lot of flexibility there, but one automation is delivered with this left main upgrade, and that's the brand new lead being entered into what we call an initial cadence. Okay, so that's kind of the quick high level where everything is and what this does. I wanted to briefly show you what this looks like, kind of from a conceptual standpoint. I'm hoping that this will help pull it all together. I'm a big fan of Lucidchart. And for those of you that are very visual, hopefully this helps tie it in. Okay, let's zoom over here for a second. Leads, opportunities, contacts. These are the records that are available to be put into a cadence. Okay, so for example, let's follow that lead example. We have a lead. We are going to click to add a new cadence, to add to a cadence, and we're going to build this cadence. As we're building it, we're choosing that task, the SMS, and the email cadence in that 3-step window, okay? When you select them, for example, if you select the new lead task, the new lead SMS, and the new lead email, this is what it looks like. So the homeowner is kind of following through this pathway, okay? So first thing, there's going to be a task for your user to call. The homeowner will receive the first text message, then the homeowner will receive the first email, and this is happening immediately, right? So first things first, they get three touches right away. 15 minutes later, they get a text. An hour later, your user gets a task to call, and the next day a text message goes out, the next day an email goes out. So this is what it looks like when they're all overlaid. So you can see everything that's happening when you put somebody in each of these sequences, okay? And, same thing goes here with the buyer. Here's an example of putting a buyer. So contact, we're building a cadence, and we're putting a new buyer task, new buyer SMS, and a new buyer email. So for example, the email will go out, there'll be a task to your user to call, and then that buyer will get an opt-in text as an example. And then every 30 days, they'll get an email. Okay, so this is that triple follow-up sequence and how that all flows through when you are the homeowner that's receiving all these things, and when your employees are the ones that are getting the tasks. Okay, so I hope that visual helps kind of tie it all together for you. And again, we're super excited to launch this. We hope you love it. Keep giving us that feedback. We use it to create bigger and better things. Take care, everybody.